What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome to the Horde. My name's Ryujin383, or just Ryujin, and today I am finally doing another legendary skin ranking for Overwatch 2. We haven't done this in a couple months. In fact, this is the first one for 2023, and I know that this is the most successful series on this channel, so you may be wondering why I haven't done one in so long, so allow me to answer that real quickly. Simply put, there were just other videos I wanted to get out and give priority to, and honestly, I'm glad I did, because those videos were some of the most fun I've ever had in making a video. That's in the past, though, so for now, let's get ready to rank the legendaries for our next support on the chopping block, the Bronze TikTok Menace, Moira. Be sure to leave your requests in the comments below to get your favorite hero skins ranked, and check out our full playlist of Overwatch 2 skin rankings. Next time we do this, we'll be ranking a damage hero, so if there's a specific one you want to see, leave a comment below. Otherwise, I'm picking. This series relies heavily upon your input, so I'd hate to take the choice away from you guys. It's part of what makes this series so fun. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get ourselves a fit check on Moira. Also, before we get further in this video, I just want to say if you're enjoying the content and you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit that subscribe button for this channel. I want to try to hit 100 subs by the end of 2023. Would love this channel to keep growing, would love 100 subs. Thanks for subbing if you did, let's get on with the video. If this is your first time seeing one of my legendary skin rankings, normally I do an honorable mentions section right before we get into the ranking, where I look at the epic skins and try to say maybe one or two of them is worthy of being a potential legendary. In Moira's case, that is untrue, because none of her epic skins are good. I hate to say that, but not even all of her legendaries are that good. I think Moira is one of the support heroes that has some of the worst skins. She's definitely on the bottom tier of having good skins overall. Be prepared, because this is going to get real bad real quick. In my humble and personal opinion, the worst Moira legendary has to be, without a doubt, the shop exclusive skin that released, I think, towards the end of Season 1, which looks almost exactly like this Overwatch 2 base skin. And if you take a quick look at it, let's just spin it around. Try to remember this, because as soon as I scroll down to it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, let's go back to that Overwatch 2 base skin. Do you see the difference? It's just a palette swap. That's all it is. They took the Overwatch 2 base skin for Moira, her base design, and just changed it from purple and gray to basically just black and white with a little bit of red. It is no different than the base one. It is just a color swap. It's not really even worthy of being a legendary, but here it is. Mime Moira. Now, my next choice is another somewhat obvious one. This skin recently was available via Twitch drops, but is now no longer available because the Lunar New Year event ended. But my number 11 spot goes to the Mask Dancer Moira skin. The main thing that I think most people have a problem with on this skin is that there's just so much color. There's just a lot of different colors that are kind of thrown all over the place on this skin. It's kind of like the equivalent of barfing up Skittles, and it's everywhere. And that's normally not that much of a problem, but with the skin, it just doesn't feel like that legendary aspect, you know? Random RGB on the sleeves, the yellow and blue doesn't really mesh with the clayish color on the backpack here and the belt. If they had made this yellow maybe a bit toned down and made it kind of a similar shade as this backpack and armor stuff here, it maybe would have looked better. Or they could have also just brightened it to match the red on the mask. And then I think maybe if they got rid of this random color palette here on the sleeves and just made the whole sleeve entirely yellow, it maybe would have looked better. Also, if they had made the sleeves and maybe even the boots blue to match this highlight here on the dress, it would have looked better too. But they didn't do any of that. They kind of just threw a paintbrush and a paint palette all over all of this, and it just doesn't look that good, unfortunately.
I'm not celebrating yet. Until I see the next level, I'm not even gonna get a little bit excited. What the fuck is this?
taking home 10th place on my ranking, the 10th place skin goes to the Oasis base legendary outfit. Now, this one suffers from similar problems that I've associated with Mask Dancer, the main one being that the color is kind of just all over the place. For starters, the gold is supposed to be the central color on this skin. You can tell because it's all over the clothes, especially on the back. The hair matches it as well, but when you're looking at it from the front, it just doesn't feel like that. It just feels like it's kind of placed in random spots and just left there. It really doesn't go well with this light blue and this like half purple that's on the chest piece here. It goes all the way down to the waist. This light purple on the ends of the sleeves, or not sleeves, the dress. It's on the sleeves and the dress part. I don't really think that matches that well together either. The blonde hair doesn't match that well to me either, because it would have made more sense if they tried to add more of this light blue color here and made her hair somewhat match that, I think. Like, when you're looking at it from the back, the gold feels really well placed, but you're most likely not looking at that much when you're in game. You're mostly going to be trying to shoot the Moira or whatever, or look at her when she's directly in front of you. And this is what you see, and it just doesn't really go all that well together.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I've considered it.
Number 9 on this list goes to the Archives event skin that came out a little bit towards the end of Overwatch 2, the Scientist Moira legendary outfit. Now, this one suffers from another problem that Oasis had that I'm not sure I brought up that much, but I think that Oasis and this one are both kind of bland in their design overall, but this one is extremely bland. Oasis got number 10 because the color placement was just random to me and didn't really mesh that well together, whereas this one has good color placement, but the overall design of the skin is extremely bland. This is just her in a work outfit. This is what she would wear to her lab. Like, it's a cool lore tidbit, but other than that, it doesn't really bring anything to the table. Like, I don't look at this and think, oh my gosh, that's such a cool Moira skin. It really isn't. The only thing I really like about this skin is that the damage hand has little syringes on the end that make it look kind of like a claw, and some of her other skins bring this claw aspect back. However, this is the one that I think executes it the worst, in my opinion. There's just not a whole lot to really talk about with this skin. The backpack is primitive compared to other technology, which makes sense because this is supposed to be a way younger Moira. It's very bland and basic, and it's just like looks like an outfit that someone would wear to their office job, you know? It's just not really that well put together. Coming in at number 8 on the list is another base legendary Moira skin. This time it is the Moon base legendary skin. Now, I think this one does have good color placement, and there are a few things I actually like about this one. I do like how the sleeves kind of morph from this black color into this bluish purple color here. I do like the backpack here. It's got a nice little constellation that also transitions really well into like the lava lamp sort of look that the little extender has here. Like, from the back, this skin looks really good, but problem I have with it is the face paint here. If they had made both eyes have the same pattern, I feel like that would have made it a lot better and kept a sort of consistency or symmetrical look to it. So that's kind of why it goes down on my list, is because I get that her eyes are different colors, and that's a normal thing that Moira has, but to change the face paint here, it just kind of takes away from that and draws more attention to the fact that these eyes don't match, rather than making the skin look better. While we're on the topic of base legendary skins, number 7 on my list is the Glam Moira Legendary. This is the counterpart to Moon that we just looked at. And the reason I like this one a bit more than Moon is that it's very clearly a reference to David Bowie, who is a very famous rock star. And if you don't know who David Bowie is, hi, welcome to Earth. But yeah, I do like this skin a bit more because while the color placement is a bit wacky, or color choice is also a bit wacky, it does kind of fit that vibe that they're going for. Rock star from the 70s, 60s, 80s. I don't really exactly know when David Bowie was performing, but I know it's around then, so give me credit for that at least. I do like this little blue hints here. I think maybe it would have looked a bit better if maybe this blue was replaced with this purple or lightish pink on the legs, but that's okay, it's fine. It's a perfectly fine skin. I just think that there are some that are better than this one as well. Coming in and taking 6th place on my ranking is the last of Moira's base legendary skins, the Minister skin. Now, we looked at the counterpart for this, Oasis, way earlier on in this list, but I gotta give this one credit because it does a lot of the things that Oasis did wrong way better. For example, I feel that the color choice and placement on the skin is a lot better. It meshes together really well. The sleeves here at the top and the center of the chest piece match the boots down here. There's a sort of galaxy pattern on the sleeves that I think is really cool. The purple on this little dress piece here actually matches well together, whereas with Oasis it was kind of gold and purple, but this one actually is a darker purple and a lighter purple, which is really good. Nothing on this skin really feels out of place. The hair matches this part here, which is another complaint I had with Oasis, was that the gold didn't really match that well on the hair, and I felt it would have been better if it was replaced with something else, and this one does exactly that. From the back, it also still looks good, and that was another problem I had with Oasis, was that looking at it from the back, the skin actually looked pretty good, but when you looked at the front, it didn't really translate that well. But this one translates extremely well, and it's just a very good base legendary skin for Moira.
Professionals have standards.
Kicking off the top 5 of my Moira skin ranking is her other Archetypes event skin. This is her Blackwatch legendary outfit. For starters, I enjoy the lore deep cut this skin has. I just think that's a really cool skin to have, and there are a bunch of them for the event that this was released for years ago, so that's just really cool to me. It's sleek, it doesn't stand out as much, and sticks to its purpose as a Black Ops outfit. I like that it brings back the claws that scientists had initially, but this time they're actual claws and not just syringes taped to her hands. Also, I like that the backpack kind of resembles a evil robot face, or maybe even one of the Talon grunts. I will say the thing I dislike about the skin, though, is the steel chest plate here. I feel that it's very reflective and shiny, and kind of tears away from the purpose of the skin, which is meant to be concealed and secretive and not all that obvious. So if they made this maybe more of this black metal to resemble the legs or even the arms, or maybe even made it this dark red here, I think that would have worked way better. But other than that, it's still a really cool skin.
Fortnite Battle Pass. I just shit out my ass, booted up my PC, cause I need to get that Fortnite Battle Pass.
Number 4 on my list is actually Moira's latest legendary skin, which is currently available in the Season 3 Battle Pass. This is Moira's Demon Queen legendary outfit. The color choice is pretty set throughout all of this. It doesn't really change all that much. I like the sort of checker diamond pattern on the sleeves and the coattails of this dress. I think that this plaid is kind of misplaced and would honestly be better if it just matched the rest of this, but that's not really a terrible thing this skin has. I do really like that the face paint and the makeup is actually very symmetrical and consistent throughout the whole face. It doesn't really look like anything is out of place. The little crown here is also really nice and kind of pretty if you look at it long enough. I do think that her hair being black is definitely another bad part about the skin, but it's not that noticeable when you're looking at it. If they had made it white to sort of match the back of this demon mask, I think that would have worked better, but that's just me. On to the demon masks, though. This is the coolest part of the skin. It's very intimidating and scary, and that's what it's meant to portray. Also, the glowing purple effects that come off the eyes is really nice. Overall, this skin is just really good. I will say there are just the little tidbits that I don't like about it, like plaid on the back here, the hair color could have matched a bit better, and I also don't like the feet. Don't really see that much anyway, so I guess that's fine. Yippee! Speaking of intimidating and scary Moira skins, the number 3 spot on this list goes to Moira's Halloween Terror event skin. This is her Banshee legendary outfit. Now, I think that this one is really good simply for how intimidating it is and the intimidating basis it's going for. The skin is all grayed out and looks like kind of like a corpse a bit. The eyes are also whited out. The hair is also just completely white and stringy, making her look kind of like a zombie. The armor is very bone-like or sort of just pure white with spikes coming out of it, which is a really other intimidating aspect. The skull here is also cool. It glows a bit. I do like the coils on the backpack being this like sort of ghost-like wispy appearance here. It's just a really cool, intimidating, badass skin, and I like that a lot. However, I will say the one thing I don't like is the feet.
Woo!
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Coming in and taking second place on my Moira Legendary Skin ranking is another more recent skin that she's gotten. This is her Winter Wonderland event skin, known as the Ice Empress. Now, if you've seen some of my videos before, you know that I'm heavily biased towards blue on skins and blue legendaries, because blue is my favorite color. And yes, that comes into play just a little bit on this skin, but overall, I like the design of this skin. It reminds me of like the White Queen from Narnia, or a bit like Emma Frost. And I think that this skin does this part incredibly well, which is the fact that it blends the metal pieces really well into the ice pieces. Like the shoulder armor, for example, having metal shoulder armor, but the spikes coming off are just made of ice. The crown itself having a metal engraved jewel, but also being made out of ice. Even this part on the belt here is pretty cool. I will also say that the backpack does this as well, and does it incredibly well with the ice statue of this angel transitioning into the giant ice crystal on the bottom here of her backpack, and there even being an actual metal crown here at the top, which is ironic considering she wears a crown of ice here. Overall, I think this skin is just really cool. It has a nice design. I like the colors. I'm a bit biased to the color, but I do like the colors overall. Alright everybody, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, the #1 Moira Legendary skin on my ranking, which is none other than her anniversary event skin, Venus. Now, I think this is just a really cool skin. Like, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it other than it just is cool. I like that the entire outfit is made of plants. Doesn't really look like anything is metal or made out of anything else. And a lot of her other skins involve the use of metal and metal work into her outfits. Whereas this one is just entirely plant-based and fits that theme. And the fact that there are spikes everywhere that also kind of keep that alive as well. I like the backpack also being a different flower as well. And the sort of contrast in her face with this light side having a little flower here, and this one having her kind of standard issue little metal pieces that she uses above her forehead that are on some of the other skins. I also like that she has this little plant necklace here, and that her hands have different flowers on the dispensers for damage and for the healing. Overall, it's just a really nice skin. I can't really say a whole lot about it because I just like it, you know? Like, when you like a skin and you can't really think of a reason why, it's probably for a good reason. And I think that the skin is just really good for Moira. I think more people should use it because I don't see it that often. I see most people running like Blackwatch or Banshee. But I just think this one does everything it was set out to do perfectly. Hey there! Before I end this video, I just wanted to say that if you made it this far, I want to give you a personal shout out. If you like this video, then go ahead and hit the like button for me, and while you're at it, make sure to check out some of my other content on this channel. If you enjoyed this or any of my other videos, do me a favor and hit the sub button so you don't miss out on any future content. Next time we do one of these skin rankings, we are going to cover a damage hero. We've already done rankings for Bastion, Hanzo, and Sombra. So if there's any other damage hero you'd like to see, make sure to leave a comment down below. That's been it from me today on this video, so until next time, I'll see you later. Peace out.